you are a conqueror. They know that you are victorious. But today, I want you to be firm in who you are and say, world, I close you out because my assignment is bigger than your judgment. World, I close you out because my calling is bigger than your emotions. Despite of how you feel about me, despite of what you say, my assignment and my goals is where I need to be. I am greatness. I am bold. I am firm in who I am. I am confident. I am powerful. I have strength, and I am a conqueror through it all. Despite of what you say, despite of how you feel, my faith in the Lord will reach me to where I need to be. He said that he would never leave me nor forsake me. WEAREREALMEN page, I'm super excited to have you guys back today. We have a special guest today, and his name is Cam.Stylez, who is on the left of me. All his information will be below. All of his social media platforms that he does all of his work on. He's a great stylist, so you guys make sure that you tune in to him with all of his different content that he has. But I'm super excited today because we're going to be also having a conversation about boldness in men's fashion, or how to step into their boldness, how to walk and be confident in it, and not caring about the labels that society places on men, with them being so in tune with their style, their appearance, male grooming, all those great things. And so today we're just going to have it like that honest conversation, really genuine, straight to the point, so that we can give our men some guidance and we could let them know that it is okay to be in tune with their fashion, and also give us a little background story about us and our experiences in fashion as well. So Cam, glad to have you today. Super, super excited to have you, to see another male stylist in a world that is very, very hard to be a stylist and not be labeled. But my question for you is, what do you think that men should do to just start off the beginning stages of seeing, for them understanding that they're into fashion, but they don't really want to dig deep into it because of the labels that come with it? So what is your advice to men on that area, on that aspect of styling?
So I feel like this is a really good question for me, because my page is all about the beginning stages of men's fashion. Because whenever you look at my photos or my videos, I'm not too deep in it, but I feel like I'm the perfect beginning steps for the people to take off into fashion. Yeah. So everything I tell men, young men, and to kids, I always tell them to start with your essentials first. Make sure you get a black t-shirt, white tee, some simple jeans, black jeans, and start from there. Because the object at the end of the day is to be confident in who you are, what you wear, and to feel good and look your best. So we start off with the essentials, get the basics, and then after that, you start experimenting and trying new things and growing from there.
Yeah, I think that is so true, so honest, because especially when I was in fashion school, there are brackets in the fashion world. So you have to identify what area you fit in first and then go from there. I think people see high fashion, they see all the editorial clothing lines, runway, and they see all of that and they're like, I don't want to be a part of that. But there's so many different elements in the fashion world. You have casual wear, you have business wear, business casual, you have street trend, you have all these different categories that you can choose out of. And I think men kind of get blinded by and get afraid by the editorial side of the fashion world, because when you think of fashion, you think of runway, you got fashion, you got all these other things, to where it's so simple and so basic that you just clear out your closet and start with all plain essentials first. Like you said, plain tees, jeans that don't even have rips in it yet. Just get some slim fit jeans or whatever the case may be, and we start from there, to where you can add on a plaid shirt, or you can add on a full white tennis sneaker, and then add some glasses onto it. It's just steps by steps that you can do to fully conjure up your full identity and what category you want to be in.
I always tell them, keep it as simple as possible in the beginning, because you also because in this beginning stages, you're going to be going in and out of different trends, trying out different things. Right. So you want to make sure you're getting more bang for your buck. So the more simple it is, the more versatile it can be. And then once you figure out what you want to do, then you can branch off from there.
Right. So what do you say your style is? Because me looking on your page and your different content, to me, you did a video that said something about if you were as a teacher or something like that, which I thought was super sick because I teach. So what area do you think that you fit into more in, or are you more so free with all other areas of fashion, or do you have a specific one that you're dominant in?
I would say during quarantine, I started branching out. So in the high school, when I first started fashion, I was all professional wear. I loved wearing button downs, polos, chinos. But then I was like, well, if I go hang out with some friends, what am I going to wear then? what am I gonna wear when I go to the mall and all that? Because
right.
it's you can wear that if you want, but I'm kind of like, I like my style to be low key. I like to be subtle. Like I want you to be able to look at me and be like, oh, he's dressed nice.
Right.
Like, but like I'm not eye popping.
Yeah.
So I would say right now, I best fit in like cozy streetwear or business casual.
Yeah. You know, that is so funny because I used to be, I never really was a fan of sneakers. I used to really hate sneakers, and the only reason why I hated sneakers is because I didn't know how to dress them. So I always had like a loafer, or I always had a Chelsea boot, or I always had like a Doc Marten, something that just wasn't a sneaker, until like I started seeing all these dope sneakers come out with different colors and different prints on them and stuff. And so I just was like, I have to find a way on how to study on how to dress a sneaker, which is so basic that people probably would be like, you know, it's a sneaker. But like, there are so many different elements in the fashion world that you kind of get confused based on. There's some people who don't know how to dress loafers. Like, there was one person who I was styling, and his pant leg was a wide leg, but he wore a loafer that showed his top foot. And so in the fashion world, you either want to show that, or, you know, some people put fun socks with it, or whatever the case may be, but you want to show the shoe, you don't want to cover the shoe. So he didn't know about ankle pants for suit pants. And so, you know, there was just there's a different world when it comes into all of that styling and like what to pair things up with. I always dress business wear as well. I have a ton of suits, and now I don't even touch my suits at all. And normally when I wear a blazer, I'll put it on with like a plain tee, some ripped jeans, and then like a dope shoe. And that would be like kind of what I'll label business casual wise. But now for some reason, I hate wearing suits now. And I think because that was something that I did fully in the beginning of my fashion stages. I was like, I'll put on double breasted blazers, a button up, a floral tie with a different pattern pocket square. Like, I would do all of those things, and now I'm like, I don't even want to touch them. But super understand that, you know, you said that you feel like you're more so cozy, comfortable, more so streetwear in a way. So
cozy streetwear.
Okay, so what would you call wearable? Because I think some people when they think of cozy, they're probably like, well, like PJs in a way. Yeah. But what would you put that would be presentable for men who are more so of that cozy wear, that don't really like fitted stuff or don't want to be so snugged up, but still can go out and don't look like they just got out of bed, but look presentable? So what would you piece together?
So for that, I would say it's all about the quality in which you get. You can get some nice quality things that aren't really expensive. Right. So you can go, I went to Walmart when I made my Walmart video. I found like these amazing track suits, sweatsuits. And I was like, these are at Walmart. So it's all about looking for nice quality things and then making sure with cozy, you gotta make sure they're not super thin. Cause when they're thin, then they start looking like pajamas. And then it's gonna get wrinkled fast because you gotta make sure it's thick enough to where it can handle its own, not get too wrinkled, and then you can still look presentable. So I have two more topics that I want to speak on. So that is a really, really big thing when I notice about styling, and my goal with styling people is the price doesn't have to be so big. I think when people think of, like, when they have to get dressed up, they think of labels. Like, you have Gucci, you have Louis Vuitton. I don't even own a Gucci pair, but people probably think that I have so much money in the world that just based on how I dress. But buying things that are on sale on different stores, like you said, Walmart, there's so many pieces. Talking about Walmart, this button-up cargo shirt that I have on is actually from Walmart. It was only $3 on sale. And so I think people think of when they have to get dressed up, or when they have to rearrange their closet, or like when they're taking out their winter clothes and putting in their summer and spring clothes, that they have to splurge and spend a ton of money to where you can probably get 10 outfits for just $100 or $130. I have done that before, you know, and that's either going thrifting or that's just going to stores that you wouldn't think about shopping at, you know? So what is your advice for men to state that you don't have to spend so much, or just in the fashion world period, that you don't have to spend so much to look good? Excuse me, this is a really good question. I get so many comments on my TikToks talking about, oh, so you need money to look good. I'm like, no, you don't need money, because they see all my clothes, but like, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for like 4 to 5 years now. So my collection has built up, because like I said, I started with the essentials, and then I just built off of that. My whole closet is based off of like, everything can match with everything. Because I didn't grow up with a lot of money. So with that, I had to make sure I got the right pieces so I can keep using everything every year round.
Right.
So what I just tell for men is just look for things that you can look for year round. Like this shirt, I can use this in the fall. I can wear this in the summer. I can wear this in the spring and the winter. It's just all about how I layer it and all that.
Exactly.
Really just thrift shopping is something I just like learned how to do completely in the summer. I learned about thrift shopping, Plato's Closet, all that. You just
and vintage wear is totally in now, which is funny because fashion repeats itself. So you go through different day of ages where people are wanting to be super super trendy and like lean toward more high fashion wear, and then you have in the era that's repeating itself to where that vintage wear is where it's at. You have oversized tee, now people are wearing baggy jeans, and then the bulky dad sneakers. Now I've even seen that people are wearing shoelaces as belts again, and that's a trend. But vintage wear is totally in, which is super easy to buy. Just buying a vintage tee, some jeans, and some chucks, or whatever the case may be, and then boom, you have the outfit right there.
This is the most affordable trend so far, right?
Literally, the most affordable. That I would say that if you're more of a younger, either teenager or a young adult, I would definitely say to start off with vintage wear first, then stepping into something that's a little bit more bolder, like editorial, or you have business attire. You have all these different other categories that could be a little bit more pricey than vintage wear. But I definitely, for our young adults, for our teenagers, definitely go towards vintage wear. And for our older people, definitely hit that casual, business casual, that category, to where it'll be more fitting for their age and stuff like that. Because now you do have people who dress not in their age bracket, which doesn't look good at times, but they definitely do it. But my last question overall is color. I am a big color person when it comes to fashion. I love yellow sneakers, a yellow blazer, or a teal blazer. I love color blocking, but I know that area is one of the biggest nightmares in the male world, because they don't want to wear pink, they don't want to put on blue and green together. They feel like they look like a clown. But one thing I teach people is that there's a color wheel. The color wheel that's in art, this also applies in fashion. And so the best way to do it is to look at the colors that's in different families and see what color transitions to another. So if I'm wearing a red shirt, I know red bleeds into orange. I know that it bleeds into yellow. It has that warm definition color into it, to where the cool colors, if I'm wearing a purple sneaker, I can wear a blue jacket. I could wear a violet jacket that bleeds into it, to where it's more so complementary and it's not more so a bold statement. So what would you say about color? Do you do a lot of color? I feel like I've seen color on your page, but I also feel like you have like a minimalist vibe in a way.
It's very minimalist vibe. I focused on a lot of whites, blacks, grays, because like you said, a lot of men are scared of reaching out into color, which I was. So I'm starting to breach out more into colors, because I see more men are actually starting to experiment with colors. So I'm like, all right, well, let me help these guys. So I always try to tell guys that want to get into color, I'm like, well, if you're afraid of losing masculinity, or just start with pastel colors or burnt versions of colors. You don't have to wear a hard pink. You can wear a salmon.
Right.
It can be a big piece. It can be an undershirt, and then you can have an overshirt over it that's black. So it's a little piece of color is poking out, and then wait till you get more comfortable. Then you can branch out and wear even more colorful items.
Right. Which that is such a strong key that I call them peekaboo colors, to where, like you said, you have just a lining of the shirt that's I'm wearing color, but I don't want to show it yet type thing, to where it's there, but until you get to that comfortable place of stepping out and saying, okay, I'm fully comfortable with wearing a pink shirt or a salmon shirt or a blue shirt or whatever the case may be, you have to build those practicing stages first. And I think men stray away from fashion, like we said in the beginning, because everything just seems like it jumps out at once, especially in this day and age. Male fashion has become so much bolder in a way of it can be scary. You have males, you have males that's in crop tops, some of them now are wearing high-waisted pants, and that was an era that males did dress in. And so nowadays I think men are afraid of just the boldness in fashion, that they look at it and they're like, if I wear this, if I do this, there's a label that will be put on me which I don't want to portray. But fashion comes with no label. Fashion is just like art. You know, you're able to express yourself in any way that you want to. And it's definitely a time now that I believe that those barriers that's surrounding men in the fashion world, that needs to get broken, because it limited us. You know, it keeps us in a box to where it's like, well, I want to wear this, I want to do this, but I don't want to be this, or I don't want to be a part of a certain thing. But definitely color is one of those top things that I think men are afraid of. But again, like we all said, that we listed on this video, that don't be afraid of color. Don't allow yourself to be placed into a box. Definitely try it. And one of my biggest tips that I tell men as well, try it in your home first. Wear it around your house where no one can see you. It's just you by yourself, you know, and just get used to it. See how it looks on your skin. I know a lot of us have different skin tones, and so wearing a pink shirt, it might flesh out your skin color, you know, but for certain men, wearing a pink shirt might brighten up, make you look a little bit more vibrant. So definitely try around in your house where there's no eyes on you, and then step into like the peekaboo stage where you are wearing a pink shirt, but you have, like you said, Cam, a hoodie over it or a jacket over it, where it's just a lining of that color being shown. But yeah, I thank you for this. This was totally awesome.
Yeah, no problem.
We're able to put our input in the fashion world or anything. But before we end, do you have any last advice for our men who is stepping into beginning stages into the fashion world? Is there any advice on what you think, just your background, how you got into it, and yeah, some good encouragement for our young men or even our older men who wants to be a little bit more bolder in their fashion world?
Yeah, so I'll definitely start off by saying you'll see all these different fashion gurus and fashion people on social media, and you might not think at the time that you can look good just because they don't look like you. Right. But trust me, it don't matter if they're white or black or like they're the opposite skin tone from you. Whatever they can rock, you can do better. So always keep that in your back pocket. That was one of the main things I was struggling with while growing up. So that really made me want to get into social media now, so I could show other young black kids, hey, look, they're wearing this and we can do it too. Right. Because that was a big problem for me. So just the color of your skin does not matter. Exactly. Your hair texture does not matter. Yeah. Keep doing what you want to do. If you want to try that out, try it out. That's my number one takeaway.
Yes, I totally agree with everything that you said. I'm not going to put anything else on it. I think that we can end it off right there. But if you guys want to see more of different conversations with me and Cam on giving you guys advice with fashion or how to style, we will definitely have different other content for you guys that will be slowly approaching. So be on the lookout. And I am thankful for you guys for joining in, for viewing this video. And also leave comments below on what you think. If you have any questions, any concerns, different topics that you want to be spoken on, let's do it. This is a safe place. Love you guys.